Bananiac back in the kitchen. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite recipes. It's so simple and so easy. I eat this quite often. It's basically a rice and bean recipe, something that you would find at Chipotle, of course without any oils and 100% vegan. So here we go. I'm going to start off by boiling some rice, and you can use basically any sorts of rice. I like to use organic brown rice. So I've measured here about 2 cups of uncooked brown rice. So I'm gonna put that right into the steamer here, and here's the steamer that we're using. I guess Novell is the brand. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but you can use any sort of rice cooker. So I'll just put that in here, and with water, I usually go with double the amount of rice I put in terms of water. So I just used 2 cups of rice. I'm going to put in 4 cups of water. So let that steam up for a little bit. Now that we have the rice cooking, here's what you'll need for this recipe. And firstly, I have to say, I'm so bummed not to have any cilantro around, but you'll definitely want to use some cilantro in this recipe for sure. That's basically Chipotle's and other Mexican restaurants' secret, is using cilantro, and I'm so bummed I don't have any. But moving forward here, definitely put some peppers in. We have a ton of peppers around. I never saw this, oh my gosh, there's a speck of cilantro on there. Awesome. I've never seen this purple pepper before, so I figured I'd throw that in there. I don't know how many of those I'll use, but feel free to go crazy with peppers. Same with these sweet peppers as well. I'm going to put in some tomatoes and some of these small Zima tomatoes. I'm going to steam up some corn. I use this black beans made by Eden Organic, and what's so great about this is no BPA in the lining of this can, or no salt added. So it's really great, and for people who are trying to reduce their sodium or go 100% no salt, that's a good brand to use. I'll probably use half of that can for this recipe, and then half of that bag as well of corn. And then spices, not too fancy. You want to use oregano, a little bit of cayenne, some paprika, and cumin, which I happily spilled a couple of seconds ago all over the floor, as you can see over here. But yeah, these are the spices, and these are the basic ingredients you'll need for this recipe. Now, I do want to mention, as I'm chopping my veggies here, feel free to use as many of different kinds of veggies as you want, or even if you want to add different ones, but definitely highly recommend adding cilantro. And I'm so bummed that I don't have any, but cilantro goes so well in this recipe. It gives it such a good flavor. It really makes it pop. That's the secret of most Mexican restaurants, is they use cilantro. So if you have cilantro, definitely go for it. And just a quick tip with chopping up the veggies, I particularly like chopping it up into small little pieces. That way it just kind of blends all together nicely with the rice, the corn, the beans. But any size will do. I mean, that's just personal preference. So the rice is just about ready. I put all my vegetables in here with a little bit of water. I added my beans in here as well. And what I do is I kind of just stir it around like I would be stir frying but no oil, obviously. And you can use a pan or a skillet if you have that handy, but this method works well for me. So I just keep stirring them as the veggies and the beans, corn start to cook. I'll add my spices, so I'll put in some oregano, some cayenne, just a little bit. I'm not a huge fan. Put some cumin in there as well. Yeah, so I'll just keep stirring it up. And yeah, I mean, if you have a fancier method, if this is too unprofessional for you, no worries. This is the Bananiac method. Just gonna keep at this for maybe 5-10 more minutes. Rice is done. We'll see you guys soon. While you're waiting on your veggies, your rice to cook up or whatnot, you can actually bake up one of these, they're called Sonoma corn tortillas, and I think you can find these pretty much any health food store. It's just 100% corn with a trace of lime and some water, and I do believe that Whole Foods has corn tortillas with their brand on it, so you can find it at Whole Foods as well. So I'm just gonna bake a couple of these up in the oven. Don't heat these up too high. I'll put them at 350 or so, and just wait till they get nice and warm and they start getting a little bit crispy, but keep an eye on them because they can burn very easily. Alright, the veggies seem to be done. Does seem a little bit soupy and watery, so that's where I'm going to use a strainer. You Get some of the water out. Don't be afraid to use a strainer. Alright, so just strain the veggies, and I'm just going to pour it in right into the rice cooker and mix it all up together. And there's the finished product. Alright, time to eat. Alright, here we are, rice and beans time. Size of my head. I put about half the total serving of everything you guys just saw in here. And I have just 3 tortillas. So what I usually like to do is I just make little tacos. So I take the tortilla, and you see how it's not too crispy where it breaks. It's nice and warm, but still soft, just like you would have at a burrito place or a taco place. I'm just gonna stuff this. Well, I'll tell you, I'm gonna stuff it down right now. So for those wondering, everything I just showed you, the whole recipe, including the 3 tortillas, it's going to be around 1,800 to 2,000 calories. So this is a good amount of calories here. I'm probably gonna have all 3 tortillas tonight and half the serving of rice and beans today. I'm gonna pack the rest of it for tomorrow because I actually start school tomorrow. Not the most exciting thing, but at least I'm gonna have a nice lunch or dinner to take with me. So I'm just gonna pack it up in a container, take it on the go. And that's the beauty of this diet. It's just simple cooking, easy recipes that you can throw together. And there's no guilt in this. You can eat literally as much as you want, and believe me, it's going to stuff you way before you're going to hit that sort of binge eating. I mean, this has a ton of fiber. You're going to be set, and there's no oil in it. There's no salt in it. Of course, you can add those things, according to your taste preference, but the way I just made the recipe, it's not going to be as stimulating, and you can literally eat as much as you want of it. Just the other day, I was talking to Dr. McDougall, and he mentioned to me, he read an article where the oldest man in the world, which I believe he's 126, he never misses a day of his rice and beans. He eats rice and beans every single day. So let's start looking at what these long-living people and long-living successful populations are doing. Let's replicate that. I mean, who can deny that they can't eat this every day? I mean, this is so good, and it's so tasty as well. So this is the kind of food that you should be feeding to your family. This is the kind of stuff you should be having friends over for dinner. It's so easy and so simple to make and so healthy as well. So if you guys like this recipe and you tried it, give me a like. Post your comments and questions down below of what you think of this rice and bean recipe. Subscribe for more recipes and healthy lifestyle tips on the vegan lifestyle down below. And anything else you guys want to see, post those down below as well. Alright, I'm going to get chowing. I'll see you guys later. And this is how clumsy I am. Here is the mess I made. There's the cumin. Just all over the place. Taters. So good.